process is fair as well as reliable?
Okay, I would like to answer your first question. And actually, because the traditional legal guardianship cannot appoint a suitable and proper guardians for the elders in some situation. Because in the traditional legal guardianship, when the elders lose part or full civil capacity, the law will appoint a relative as the guardian. Or if no relatives, the law will appoint an organization as the guardian for the elders. But we all know that not all the relatives and organizations conduct the civil behaviors on real behalf of the elder peoples. So actually the elders need someone they can trust completely, they can rely on. So the voluntary guardianship provides such of the choice for them. They can appoint the person who trusts fully and rely on, and in some situations, but that person do not need to be the relatives for that elders. So that is your first question. The second one is the law only requires that the voluntary guardianship should be in written, which means we need to write down every details. And also at that moment, the person who will enter the guardianship would have the full civil capacity, and that is his or her real will. But in practice, majority of the people choose to go to the notary office to do the notarization, which means the whole process will be notarized. And then that is kind of the fair and the reliable evidence to show in the future.
Well, Ms. Wang, we know China now is a fast aging society, and providing sufficient senior care remains a challenge for the society now. So how do you think the voluntary guardianship can help to address this issue?
Actually, there are so many challenges for the aging society, but I should say the voluntary guardianship solves part of the challenges and the problems, because it is just to solve some concerns from the elders, because the elders who do not have the relatives or their children are all in the overseas, or they do not trust any organization, and so they really worry about when something happened to them in the future, they will be abandoned by the whole society, and nobody really care about them. And now the voluntary guardianship provide such kind of the choice for them to appoint a trusted person, and so they can authorize such person to deal with all the civil matters on behalf of them, so they will feel comfortable and calm. But to be honest, the voluntary guardianship is very, very new thing, so we do not know when they solve part of the challenges whether or not they will bring some new problems or questions for the whole society. But so far, from my point of view, the voluntary guardianship definitely provide a better choice for the elder people.
Well, Ms. Wang, just a very small follow-up question on one issue that you just mentioned. You said this is a very new issue. So I just wonder, for those senior citizens who want to find a guardian, do you have any tips for them? What kind of questions do they need to pay extra attention to?
Yes, that is a very good question. Actually, they will ask whether or not they really trust that person. That is the first thing. The second thing is, I do not suggest they put some property giving or some heritage attached to the voluntary things agreement, because that will sometimes just not test whether or not they are real will or it under some pressure. Sometimes it will damage the voluntary guardianship. So it is just a voluntary guardianship agreement without any property deal agreement. That will enough.